Welcome to another thrilling edition of Round 6. I have the Round 6 panel with me. I have Left Jab Lamont. I have Henry Discombobulating Jones. Boxing along the Beltway, Gary Digital Williams. In March was a very interesting month, had a lot of great fights. So I'm going to ask you, and I'll start with you, Gary Digital Williams. Who's your fighter of the month in March?
I'd have to go with Dylan White. I had to go with him because that knockout was special.
And again, and he wobbles again. Little left hand gets him on the floor.
He did a great job with that bout, and I had to go with him. I agree with that. I think it was a very made a statement in that particular situation.
He really did.
He definitely made a statement. He definitely made a statement then, and I think his statement was he learned from that first fight.
Right, exactly.
Left Jab Lamont. Who was your March fighter?
I'm gonna go a little bit different route. I'm gonna cast a vote for Clarissa Shields. Here's why. Clarissa Shields did something during Women's History Month that no other fighter has ever done. She became an undisputed champion in 2 weight classes. Okay, that is outstanding as far as I'm concerned. She took apart a Marie-Eve Dakar in really routine fashion, but when you think about her accomplishments, you gotta give her the props, man. You really do.
Use your legs. Okay. David Benavidez, very impressive. Again, another fighter that hadn't fought in a while, that had to shake some of the rust off, but just pinpoint accuracy with his punches, his punching power, and just you look at him and you say, man, if he's not the best fighter at 168, sorry, all you Canelo fans. If he's not the best fighter at 168, I don't know who is. Do I want to see him fight Plant? Yes. Do I want to see him fight Canelo? Yes. Do I want to see him fight Boo Boo? Yes. I want to see him fight everybody at 168. I think he's the best fighter at 168. Move ahead to a fight that just happened, and man, Herring goes to Dubai and knocks out Frampton. Who saw that coming? Gary Digital Williams, what did you think about Herring's performance against Frampton?
Well, I didn't see the knockout coming. I'm a little surprised about that. I saw Herring winning the bout, and I thought he'd win the bout relatively easy. I thought Frampton was on his last legs, but I did not see the knockouts.
And kudos to the Marine, Semper Fi. I just had Cornish hen for dinner, but it tastes like crow. I thought he had one last hurrah in him. I didn't foresee the power that Herring came with. His shots were very accurate, to the point. He didn't waste movement. He just had that pinpoint accuracy that gave Frampton problems from the first round until he stopped him.
Semper Fi kept him at arm's length with that reach and that jab, man. And he just executed his game plan from what I saw perfectly, and just broke him down and stopped him. So, like DJ said, kudos to that man. Kudos. You gotta give him his props.
One fight that is not a title fight in the month of April is, I think, a pretty fascinating fight. Maybe it's not. It's Left Jab Lamont's fighter of 2021 that he was going to keep his eye on, and that's Jarett Boots Ennis. This is definitely a welterweight elimination kind of fight. The winner of that fight may be in line for a shot at Earl Spence. Definitely moves up the ranks of welterweights. And I think it's interesting because I think we all agree that Jarett Boots Ennis is definitely one of those up-and-coming guys in the fight game that we all have our eye on. We saw Sergey Lipinets retire Beltweight champion Lamont Peterson out at MGM Grand. Left Jab Lamont, just talk about Boots Ennis and what this fight, the step-up fight is for him.
This is going to show what Boots Ennis has learned up until this point to be able to deal with a different level of talent in that division. He is certainly got all of the talent and the attributes to be a future champion in that division, but he's got to go through some tests like everyone does. I think that he is well equipped to deal with this, but it's not going to be a cakewalk for him. It's not. Lipinets is a serious challenge for him.
I think Boots Ennis' ability is well known, but his IQ is vastly underrated. He's a thinker in that ring. He has those fast twitch muscles, as I've seen certain fighters have. Too Sharp, Roy Jones. That he's a great athlete that boxes, that can brawl, so he can make those adjustments. So for that reason, I'm thinking Lipinets is going to see a different beast, not Boots Ennis. I think Lipinets is going to see something that he's never seen before, and he's going to be hard pressed to make the adjustment because he's one-dimensional. It's an effective dimension, don't get it wrong, but I think the upside for Boots Ennis is that he will be able to adjust better than Lipinets will be able to adjust to him. So for that reason, I'm going to pick him to be the first man to stop Lipinets.
Wow, that's saying something. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. That would be a big feather in Boots Ennis' cap if he can stop Lipinets. Gary, I'll give you the last word on Lipinets and Boots Ennis.
And I agree with Henry Discombobulating Jones. I think it's going to be an adjustment for Lipinets more so than for Ennis, because Ennis knows how to move and think in the ring, and I really think that he will be. It'll be a great step up. It's a step up that he needs to take, that Ennis needs to take against Lipinets. I think he'll be successful. I think he'll be successful going away.
Definitely, round 6 joins the boxing community in the DMV in mourning the loss of Fred Hurd, such a big part of Jarett's career, and he will be missed.
My biggest memory of Fred Hurd was at Jarett Hurd's celebration at the Prince George's government building after he beat Arislani Law. I know we got together and tried to make sure that took place, and that was really one of the first times I had a chance to meet Fred and Brenda Hurd, and I loved them so much. They instantly became friends of mine. They were just the support, and I've always said that one of the big things about Jarett Hurd was the support he got, not only from his family but from the community at large. I would go around the area. I know so many people who knew the Hurds, who knew Jarett Hurd personally, not just heard of him as a boxer, but they knew him, and Fred Hurd was at the top of that, and I'm gonna miss him.
He lived through his son vicariously, and we all knew that. But not only supporting his son, he supported the local boxers. Mm-hmm. He would be in all the fights, cheering them on, as if they were his other sons. Just want to say that my condolences to the Hurd family, to his wife Brenda, to his other son. He will definitely be missed, but we're going to definitely try to keep that legacy alive.
Who's your fighter of the month in March?
Well, I'd have to say it's the late great Jamal Hinton Jr. in his death. He was 22-0, 17 KOs. He went out on top. He went to the Crocs gym. He was a mainstay on television like every 3 months. The charisma, the kilowatt smile,
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Which he still carried to his last. I mean, I used to see him a lot at the Golden Gloves because his son was boxing. So I used to see him there, and he would have that smile, and that's something. That's the first thing I thought about when I heard about Jamal Hinton's passing. That was that smile that he always had, well into his later years. He had that smile.
You want to check out the show, go to dmvsports1.com. Go to DMV Sports 1 on YouTube. It'll be there. Check all your social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook. We'll get the word out. Round 6, check it out. We're going to have a good time representing DMV. Thanks for joining us.